That's all ball.
Based on our form today with the reviews, we are no gauge for what may be correct.
Well, we're over.
We are over. We're Chris Golding today.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The ball is confirmed. Foul is on blue 41. And you have two shots.
We're reviewing. We're reviewing the action on the rim.
Honest to goodness, we couldn't hit a cow's backside with a guitar today, the three of us, when it comes to reviews.
Well, there you go.
Well, unless, of course, it wasn't for the action on the rim, and maybe it was the push, but dearie me.
And that's now 4 on Bairstow. So 4 for Todd Withers, 4 for Cam Bairstow. What may be correct could potentially be a problem for CJ Brook.
Huge. He's got this tough matchup. Millawala Chill's not going to stop attacking.
Is unsuccessful. The ball is confirmed. The foul is on blue 41. And you have two shots.
1 or 2, that trip to the free throw line. Honest to goodness, 16 points and 8 rebounds across the afternoon. For one of the competition's premier big man this season comes to reviews.
Well, there you go.
Johnson falling away on one.
Unless, of course, it wasn't for
the rebound by
it was the push, but
the 36 is another look at it.
Dear man.
And that's now 4 on 6 for Duffelmeyer. He can see a path to the basket. It's tipped in by Bairstow.
Good critique from Duffelmeyer. Correct. In the game in a big moment here in the fourth quarter, and puts the pressure on the defense. The guard is on 4, doesn't want to foul, got the step, couldn't finish. But DJ there for the tip.
1 or 2, that trips the free throw line. Lala Tool trying to take over at the other end. 16 points and 8 rebounds across the afternoon. Made it work. For one of the competition.
Pretty sure he wasn't intentionally trying to throw that one off the backboard, but just got it up there, just trying to draw the foul. That last challenge did cost him 0 timeouts left for the Adelaide 36ers after losing that challenge.
Knocked down in the mid-range from Bairstow. 17 points. That's good. And 11 rebounds today.
Good take from Duffelmeyer.
Correct.
In the game in a big moment here in the
gave
fourth
up the
quarter,
3.
and puts the pressure on the defense. The guard is on 4, doesn't want to foul, got the step,
clipped on the hand by McCarron.
DJ there for the tip. They're trying to be
trying to
physical
take over at the
and
other end.
make things tough defensively. Adelaide and McCarron just a little overzealous.
I'm sure he wasn't intentionally trying to throw that. You can't question what they're doing on the three-point line because it's just Melbourne United 1 of 19. So, but on that situation, you see what they're doing. The defense is losing that in a drop situation, and they're relying on getting over the top and trying to swipe from behind and take away the 3 ball that way. And like I said, it has been successful. But in these big moments like we have here, as you get closer to the finish line, it's getting tight. They're the ones where you sometimes have to change it just because of the context of the game. Not that necessarily your strategy has not been successful up to this point.
Tough defensively. Adelaide and McCarron just a little overzealous.
You can't question what they're doing on the three-point line because Melbourne United 1 of 19. So, but on that situation, you see what they're doing. The defense is
kind of makes it a three-point game
situation, and they're relying on getting Bairstow out of the game with those 4 fouls. So I can't imagine he's going to. I reckon 2 minutes. Like I said, around the 4-minute mark is when CJ will be looking to bring Bairstow back into the contest.
Same with Withers
to the finish line. It's getting tight. They're the ones where you sometimes have to change it just because of the context of the game. Not that you necessarily strategy has not been successful.
The crowd. Good look for McCarron. Captain buries the 3.
I like that. Huge. Play through Daniel Johnson in the post. As Drew said, makes good decisions in tight situations. Johnson.
He travelled. Garner makes it a 3-point game.
Bairstow out of the game with those
Garner well short with a hand in the face.
I reckon 2 minutes.
Long rebound.
About the 4-minute
hands in the hands of Daniel Johnson.
CJ be looking to bring Bairstow back into the contest.
Same with Withers.
Yeah, similar.
Coming up to 5 minutes remaining at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Sydney and Perth. Next to go at Kudos Bank Arena. Here's Johnson. McCarron this time puts the ball on the floor. McCarron.
They're coming off McCarron for that double team. When they're throwing it down to DJ, it's the high guy, and they're coming off McCarron. He got burnt the last time down the floor. And
situations, Johnson.
He made one to go back and do it again. It was a decent recovery to try and get back to McCarron. And I know McCarron 7 of 20,
face.
only 30%, and that's 5 fouls for a Garda.
Lands in the hands of Daniel Johnson.
So they lose his defence, but you've got Shea Illy coming in
Coming up to
replace me. He's pretty handy on the defensive end as well.
Sydney and Perth. Next to go,
inbound
Kudos
for Adelaide.
Bank
Sotto
did well. McCarron to be a target. Ball on the floor.
And they're coming off McCarron.
Two for
that
mine.
double
Hand in the
team.
face
When
from
they're going
Golding.
down to DJ, it's the
Did
high
enough
guy,
defensively.
and they're coming off McCarron. He got burnt the last time
Running
down
the lanes.
floor. And
Spins. It was off his leg last.
made one to go back and do it again. It was a decent recovery to try and get back to
Every one of these stops, the bucket before from Mitch McCarron just makes things a little easier for CJ Bruton in that decision with Cam Bairstow top with
they lose
those
his
guys with 4 fouls.
defence.
If things had gone the other direction,
Shea
maybe he
Illy
would have
coming
thrown him straight back
replace me. He's
out
pretty
there,
handy on
but
the defensive end as well.
continue to sit on those guys for right now.
Inbound for Adelaide. Sotto did well to be a target. Johnson saw Sotto. Two for mine. Hand in the face. That's a fire with the right hand. It drops out.
Good play,
Running the
high-low
lanes.
action that they get through to get a good shot.
It was off his leg last.
One of these points, the bucket before
Guarded by
from Mitch
Sotto.
McCarron just makes things a little easier for CJ Bruton in that decision.
Couldn't finish. Melbourne knock it out of bounds. Adelaide get it back.
If things had gone the other direction, maybe he would have thrown him straight back out there, but can continue to sit on those guys for right now.
Porty comes out. Todd Withers still sitting for Adelaide. Their leading scorer in the game with 17. And it drops out. And a career high for him here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
High-low action that they get Bairstow through getting ready to get a check good back shot. in.
Porty, shot clock at 4. Guarded by Sotto. McCarron falling away. Couldn't finish. Melbourne knock it out of bounds. Adelaide get it back. Tired legs. Takes it up the floor for Melbourne. Dellavedova, 1 of 6 across the afternoon. Who's the back at home? Adelaide almost gave it up. Still sitting. Sunday Detch, feet set. The leading scorer in the game was 17. Career high for him here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. This game on a knife's edge right now. Illy out for White. Yes! McCarron falling away.
Big hit. Huge. Jack White has been massive in this second half. Crucial
Legs.
at the start of the third quarter, lifting the energy for Melbourne United. And that one, oh my goodness, they've left it behind.
Who's the bank at home? Here's Golding, and this is not what Adelaide need. Malala Tool crashed the offensive glass. Hard landing. It's going to be called for the foul.
And you can hear on this white three. Did you hear CJ in the background? Stay at home, DJ. Stay at home, DJ. DJ didn't stay at home. And he came in there and helped out, and the kick out was there. And White knocks it down for a huge play.
Crucial at the start
He's
of the
had
third
such
quarter,
an
lifting the energy
influence
for
on this
Melbourne
team
United.
since his return
And that one,
from a season-ending Achilles injury last year. Timeout called with 2:37 remaining. Malala Tool, Adelaide, who have led virtually since quarter time, have had their lead dwindle down to just 3 for the foul.
And you'd hear on this white three. Did you hear CJ in the
We're about
background?
to head into the Adelaide United
Stay at home,
timeout. Here's
DJ.
coach
DJ didn't stay
CJ
at
Bruton.
home. And he came in
on
there and
offense,
helped
flow
out, and
power.
the kick out
I want
was
Goulding
there.
down here. So Goulding's the first
And
screener.
White knocks
So
it
that's
down
from Utah.
for a huge
Mac has got the
play.
ball.
He's had such an influence on this team since his return from a season-ending Achilles injury last year. Timeout called with 2:37 remaining. Adelaide, who have led virtually since quarter time, have had their lead dwindle down to just 3. We're about to head into the Adelaide United timeout. Here's coach CJ
Still in
Bruton.
front. But on offense, flow power. I want Goulding down here. So Goulding's the first screener. So that's probably you, Tom. Macca's got the ball.
Extra 5 minutes to sort it out.
Well, based on the way this game's going, Melbourne United would welcome this because they certainly put themselves in the winning position, but across the entire game, they look on. In the last quarter, Adelaide gets nervous, few foul problems, can't score, and momentum going the way of Melbourne United. And if they would be grateful to be in this position, albeit that if it not for a Dusty Hannah's heroics, they're probably in the locker rooms.
Might have started thinking they had it there for a moment, or with not a lot to play. Bairstow free throw. Got to credit Sunday Detch for that effort on the offensive boards to keep that play alive. And then Dusty Hannah's comes up big.
Hungry Jacks NBL, the first 15 games, I should say, in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We haven't had an overtime game in the last 31. So we take a look at a couple of Adelaide greats in the stands this afternoon, Drewy.
Scott Ninnis,
Paul Rees,
Drewy.
Yes, two stars. Scott Ninnis, former coach of the Adelaide 36ers as well, and still currently doing some work for them. Big Reesey.
Talk about a man that could shine glass, Paul Rees.
He was not blessed with great athleticism, but gee, was he the ultimate role player in that type of Warwick Giddy style where he knew what he could do, and playing along Phil Smythe with the
NBL,
people that he had around him,
games, I should say, the Hungry
and
Jacks
the way in
NBL.
which that they were able to get the best out of him. Let's not forget his time with the Giants as well. Big Reese, of course.
Adelaide greats.
There you go.
This afternoon, Drew.
Played for the Australian team at a World Championship too. Yes.
In the fourth overtime game of the season. How's that for a start for Melbourne?
Adelaide 36
the man to be onto. Look about it at the end of regulation. That's easy offense for Melbourne United. They put it right on the spot.
He was not
Hannah's the hero
athleticism, but
for Adelaide late in the game.
The ultimate role player in that
starting out there in the last
type of
this overtime period
style where he knew what he could do, and playing along Phil Smythe with the
Karen late in the clock
him.
for Bairstow. What a catch and shoot.
Get the best out of him.
Didn't finish.
We didn't need to. He could have just come down with that and laid it up, and just got a little nervous with it. And the perceived pressure at a World Championship by Luala Chul brought him undone.
Overtime game of the season. How's that for a start? Sydney coming up next against the Perth Wildcats. Needless to say, that's going to be a much later start.
That's easy offense.
To the overtime period here at the Entertainment Centre. Hannah's the hero for Adelaide late in the game. Delhi for three. Starting out there in this overtime period. Oh, good. That'll be a jump ball. Karen late in the clock for Bairstow. What a catch and shoot. It didn't finish.
We didn't need to.
CJ Britton
just
not
come
too
down
pleased.
with that.
Possession arrow.
Laid it up.
Is Adelaide's way?
Much better
Just
by
got a
Daniel
little nervous
Johnson
with it.
that possession,
And the
sitting down,
perceived
standing in front of
pressure
Jack White,
by Luala
taking that
Chul
away.
brought him undone.
Sydney coming up next. 3 straight losses for the Adelaide 36ers. It's going to be a much later Friday night hurt them. That helps them. Dusty Hannah's Entertainment Centre.
And that's the sort of thing where when the defence is so extended and they're putting so much pressure, a guy like Dusty who's crafty can get by his defender, it's not always going to be a lot of help.
13 points in the game. Golding, possession arrow, yet to make a field goal. Hasn't changed. White has been massive on the glass today. Couldn't score that time. 3 straight losses for the Adelaide Karen 36ers. Into the corner. Detch corner pocket 3. That helps them. Dusty Hannah's.
And that's the sort of thing.
Sunday Detch, the boys in the corner there. The shot fake. Really did a good job to contest. After losing his position, Detch got enough to knock it in.
Always going to be a lot of help.
Adelaide back in front. Luala Chul misses.
Both these teams, you can tell that fatigue really kicking in.
Still yet to make a field goal. Karen combines with Bairstow. White bank it home. Johnson, offensive rebound. Points are going to count. Couldn't score that time.
This is the poise you're talking about with Sunday Detch. He sees the defence running at Shea Ely. He comes back and does as much as he possibly can to contest that shot. Good recovery. Sunday Detch.
He did a good job to
Knocking it
contest.
down. Great
After
composure.
losing his position, Detch good enough to knock it in.
Only 2 of
Back
11.
in front.
And that
Morala Chul misses.
adds further to that shot. Chock full of confidence on the numbers, but still able to knock it down.
Karen combines with Bairstow. Trying to bank it home. Johnson Delhi from the top of the key.
And there's the example of what you were asking me before. They stick with the scout. They go underneath on Delhi.
This is the poise you're talking about with Sunday Ditch.
Yeah, he's made some.
Defense running a Shea Elliott. He
But
comes back,
throws
and
up
does
an
as
air ball
much
at a big
as he
moment.
can.
To contest that
Adelaide
shot.
get it back and
Good
lead by 4.
recovery. It was only a 2
Sunday
for
Ditch.
Ditch. Knocking it down. Great composure.
Hannah's.
Huge. Only 2 of 11.
It doesn't have to be your day, but it can be your moment.
Adds
Dusty
further
Hannah's owning
to that
the back
shot.
end of this game.
Spot on. Full of confidence on those numbers. Dusty
Still
Hannah
able to
has
knock it
spent a
down.
lot of this game on the bench. He's only played 17 minutes, but highly effective when it's mattered
There's the
most.
example of what you were asking
17
me
points,
before.
5 of 10
Stick with the scout.
from the field.
They go underneath on
And
Delhi.
another big clutch moment right
Yeah,
there.
he's made some.
But coming off, throws up an air ball, fighting
at a
over
big
the top. Not a lot of help. Delhi with the
Adelaide get it
hands
back
down.
and
That's
lead
where you've got
by
to come and
4.
there's only a swipe from behind and try and just get in the vision of a
Hannah's-
shooter when you're trailing like that. And
It doesn't have to be your
Just
day, but it can be your
really
moment.
good stuff by Hannah's.
Dusty Hannah's owning the back
Take a
end
look
of
at
this
Joe
game.
Lawler Chul's afternoon. The
Spot on.
conversation is
Dusty
alive.
Hannah's has spent a lot of this game on the bench. He's only played 17 minutes, but highly effective when it's mattered most. 17 points, 5 of 10 from the field. And another big clutch moment right there. Coming off, fighting over the top, not a lot of help. Delhi with the hands down. That's where you've got to come and swipe from behind and try and just get in the vision of a shooter when you're trailing like that. And just really good stuff by Hannah's.
Let's take a look at Joe Lawler Chul's afternoon. The conversation is alive.
Minute and a half, chance to close that thing with a score down the other end, but they cough it up.
Dean Bickerman, 17 wins and 4 losses in his time against Adelaide. Staring down the barrel of loss number 5.
We go to bonus. The third is the fifth. No, it's going to be after finish.
And the 8-game winning streak in serious jeopardy right now.
It's been huge by the Adelaide 36ers in this overtime period.
Minute and a
And
half.
by Adelaide 36ers, a lot of that
with a score down
is
the other
Dusty
end.
Hannah's. They're going to review this.
Todd Withers has fouled out for Adelaide. Caleb Agama out for Melbourne. 17 wins and 4 losses in his time against Adelaide. Cam Bairstow playing with 4 fouls. Barrel of loss number 5. Here's Dellavedova. This is where experience comes to the fore in situations like this.
It's been huge. Just got to go through the review. The Adelaide 36ers in this overtime period. And by Adelaide 36. So a lot of that is Dusty Hannahs. They're going to review this. Whose leg? Is that Soto's leg? It's come off the leg. Is that Illy's leg? Hard to tell from that angle.
For Adelaide, I'm sure I'd be asking us today. Out for Melbourne.
I'm sure there's enough evidence. Is there enough evidence to overrule? Looked like Illy's foot didn't land.
Here's Dellavedova. This is where experience was a Melbourne ball. Comes to the fore in situations like this.
Maybe his finger as well. He's got to go through the review.
Thank you.
So Melbourne get it. And look, we've seen some bad misses from long range in these last minute or so from Melbourne United. Got to continue to play. Oh my God, I was going to say through JLA, and Shea Illy just knocks one down. My goodness, 4-point game.
The hush goes over the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. The result isn't in the book yet.
Not sure there's enough evidence.
They settle in and use their full 24 seconds available, Adelaide. Nervous was a Melbourne ball. Hannah surveys the floor, gets it back. He's been the man to go to late in the game, and that hasn't changed.
Into the paint, little floater by Dusty Hannahs. He's showing the full repertoire.
Continue to play.
Golding for three, he's fouled.
I was going to say through JLA, and Shea Illy just knocks one down. My goodness, 4-point game.
No excuse left for Adelaide. So 3 free throws coming. The result isn't in Chris Golding.
We need to change the rules, get an extra review in OT.
Settle in and use their full
Someone can
24
throw
seconds available, Adelaide.
How clutch has that man been?
Huge.
Wow. The triple at the end of regulation and
Hannah surveys
coming
the floor.
up big
Gets
in
it back.
OT time and
He's been the
again.
man to go to late in the game, and that hasn't changed.
Not an easy one either. Into the paint, little floater by Dusty Hannahs. He's showing the full repertoire.
Golding for three, he's fouled. Who still has not made a field goal in this game. 0 for Adelaide. 12. So 3 free throws coming for Chris Golding.
Change the rules, get an extra review in OT. Someone can throw
Island Chul. By the way, equal career high today of 23 points.
Wow. The triple at the end of regulation.
12 rebounds, 2 blocks.
Coming up big in OT time and again.
Golding takes care of all 3. It's back to 4. 51 seconds remaining. Extended defense from Melbourne. It's 1 for Golding. Adelaide beat the press. Who still has not made a field goal.
Use most of the clock
game.
up here.
0
Want this shot in the last 4 seconds, 6 seconds.
Soto left open.
Wow.
Massive from Kai Soto. By the way, equal career high today of 23 points. Fans on their feet. They can sense that victory's close. Golding takes care of all 3. Detch all up and in on Golding. He doesn't make it. 51 seconds. Johnson fouled. 17 seconds left. It's a 5-point lead with free throws to come.
Oh, this is sensational stuff for Adelaide. And those passionate 36ers fans
Up here. Want
in
this
that
shot
building
in
and
the last
watching
4
on from
seconds, 6
home.
seconds.
Dusty Hannahs, as we mentioned, has been massive in overtime and ascended into the extra period. And then Kai Soto, the teenager, doesn't hesitate, grabs his moment, extends the margin to 5.
On their feet. They can sense that victory's close. Had a foul to give Melbourne. Golding. Detch all up and in on Golding. He doesn't make it. Now they can wind the time down. 17 seconds left. It's a 5-point. Need to get it beyond halfway, and they do.
Oh, this is sensational stuff.
Soto winds it down. It's the upset of the season.
In that building and watching on from home.
Adelaide coming off 3 straight losses, including going down late to Tasmania on Friday. Melbourne had won 8 in a row.
The teenager
Adelaide kill the streak.
doesn't hesitate, grabs his moment, gravy seeds, extends the margin to 5 at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. That man, Dusty Hannahs,
Apologies, they had a foul to give.
looked like the player of the game. Geez, he wasn't having a terrific night. Spent a lot of time on the pine.
Now they can wind the
And then
time down.
CJ Britton turned to him late in regulation,
They're
and
gonna
he
be on halfway,
came
and they
up huge. Others had bigger
Sotto
box score
winds it
numbers.
down.
Cam Besto,
It's
huge
the
double-double.
upset of the season.
Todd Withers, 17 was terrific, but Dusty
Coming off
Hannah's in
3
crunch
straight
time.
losses,
36ers get the win.
including
We're back to
going
wrap it
down
up
to
after this.
Tasmania on Friday. Melbourne had won 8 in a row. Adelaide killed the streak.
Well, crazy scenes at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. That man, Dusty Hannah's Foot Locker player of the game. Geez, he wasn't having a terrific night. Spent a lot of time on the pine. And then CJ Bruton turned to him late in regulation and he came up huge. Others had bigger box score numbers. Cam Besto, huge double-double. Todd Withers, 17 was terrific, but Dusty Hannah's in crunch time. 36ers get the win.
We're back to wrap it up after this.